This is going to be a series where I learn how to use LÖVR. LÖVR is a framework built in Lua for building VR games. I have a very big concept game that I want to do in VR. I've explored a number of different things. Initially, I used Unity for some stuff. Um, and I've poked my head into looking into Godot for a while. But I kind of want something a little bit less of a whole engine where it's more of I want something that's not so much a UI experience where you have to drag and drop and set scenes up, but I'd rather just do things mostly in code. Pretty much I write code all day long, so I figured this would be a better framework for me to build with. Um, so this one does not have anything where you set up scenes. You don't get to move around models using your mouse and do a lot of the features of going through menus and all that. You just write code. Um, that's going to present a lot of challenges, but hopefully it also make things easier to do in different other ways. Yep. So we're going to dive right in. This is not going to be a tutorial or anything about brevity. So if you're actually looking to learn this faster, this probably is not going to be the series for you. I'm actually going to be learning this as I'm creating this. I'm going to try and keep them to 20-minute or less videos and go through one step at a time with basically the learning process of learning a language, and then actually then move to actually building something, and probably actually a little bit of both along the way. So I have a lot of experience with programming, but I have no experience with Lua at all. So we might have to jump from this into the actual base learning Lua language stuff as well. So let's go on our adventure. So first off, we went to the LÖVR.org website. I'm going to get rid of my own video because that's not all that necessary anymore. So you can go to downloads. I'm on Mac OS. Going to drop that into applications. And then we're going to go over to documentation. Now I am going to do all of this in a, let's see. So first let's go into projects. I'm going to make a directory called LÖVR Learning. And I'm using Visual Studio Code for this project, so I'm not going to go too much into using that, but you can use the IDE of your choice. All right. So we're going to do the getting started documentation. So in your project, you create something called main.lua. So and what's nice is Visual Studio Code, without actually installing any extensions, identifies the file type. I don't know if it does much as far as formatting, but we might need to install some extensions later for all that. But first what we're going to do is, so we've installed LÖVR, creating a project, and we are going to copy and paste this in. And looking at it, we've got a function, LÖVR.draw. I believe that basically these are callbacks. There's a draw, there's an update, and there's a load. And basically those happen at various different intervals. So draw happens every time you're going to paint on the screen. Update is for physics and all that, and that happens on a more frequent basis. So basically in between each frame there might be adjustments that happen to all your objects. And then there is load, which is, I think, when something initially starts up. Here we're just going to basically draw over and over again hello world in this space. This is, I'm going to guess, the X, Y, and Z. Yeah, we're going to need to install some Visual Studio Code helpers to actually be able to see what this sort of what these parameters mean easier. I wonder if I can just, no, I can't get to that. Okay, so when you want to run the project, so for those that are using Windows, you can actually just, what you do is you take the folder itself and you drag the folder onto your LÖVR.exe file. We're on a Mac, so we're going to do it slightly different. So first off, it's in this LÖVR app. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up the terminal, and we are going to edit our. Now I have something called. A second. Do I have it here? No. Emacs. What is it? Dot profile. No. Dash. TS. ls-al. Oh, Emacs universal. So I have in my Dropbox, I keep a bash profile that that allows me to have a universal thing, so I can go from machine to machine, and basically it has all of my common settings. So this is where I'm going to put in something to actually add this path to this binary, so this way I can just type in LÖVR on the command line and then it will execute it. So first we're going to do that. What I'm going to do is, oh, it looks like I already did this on a different machine. So I export path and I add this here. So this way now I should already have, oh, there it is. So I did this on a separate machine, why that was already there. All right, so going back to coding here, we're going to open up our terminal window here, and we are going to do LÖVR. And you don't do the main.lua as the file to execute, you do it as a directory. So since we're already in the directory for it, I just do /. And that, okay, hold on a second. Going to applications. Applications. And we want LÖVR. And I right click with it or 2-finger click with the trackpad, open. Yes, I want to open it. Now Mac is going to think that's, oh, what happens is this is a VR view of the world. So you can look around using your mouse, using the forward, backward, up, down, left, right buttons. You can go in, out, you can strafe left, strafe right. You can also do that with ASD, and then WS moves in and out. All right, so we have our hello world. If you need to print in Lua debug messages, you can drag and drop the project to LÖVR VR bat, or instead of exe. Now, one thing you can do in Mac is you can actually just see it on the command line. So if I wanted to write out a console log, all I have to do is write print. This is a message. And when I run this, this is a message happens every frame of the anime. So that's the first part of this tutorial. We're going to have there's some next steps, as in programming in Lua. We might learn the Lua language in 15 minutes. I think that might be a good one for the next one. And then we can start moving on to getting started with Quest and all of these features up here.